All right, guys, welcome back. So in this video, we're going to be getting into it. I'll explain in a little bit, but the first thing I wanted to point out is I wanted to check and see if you'll notice right here in this menu, I've got 48 eggs right now, and I wanted to check and see if they carry overnight. So I know they're going to carry, but I want to see if I'm going to have closer to 100 eggs in the morning to be collected, because I just don't know if they stack up in the hen house. Like, can I wait 2 or 3 days, or do I have to collect them every day? So I'm sort of willing to sacrifice a day of eggs to test and see. So I'm going to go to sleep, and then we'll wake up in the morning, and we're going to see if we have, I'm hoping closer to 100 eggs, because maybe then we could do egg collection every other day. I see down at the bottom right now, it says eggs plus 40, you are full, eggs plus 40. I don't know exactly what that means. So I got 40 more eggs, maybe, let's see, 58 pieces. So it's pretty much a sacrifice. You're full. So you need to collect eggs every day, or you do cap out. So I'm going to go collect the eggs now. And let's see, I got a couple things I need to do this morning. I finished a job yesterday, a plow job. I didn't make you guys bear with me to watch through that. It was not a main storyline mission or anything like that. So I went ahead and did that without you guys, so you didn't have to skip through it. So I'm going to go cash in on that this morning. And today we're going to harvest. And we're going to see what's going on with the harvester. Maybe get these 2 fields right here harvested. I think right now, I mean, I don't know any better, so I'm going to go ahead and sell the harvest just to get the money, because I'm not sure what I want to do with the money yet. I mean, there's a few things, right? I could get cows, so I have manure and milk. I could buy another field to harvest another field. I'm kind of leaning towards that. Right now we've got $688, 60,000 social points, and I really don't want to spend my social points, because as I mentioned in the last video, as long as you have over 50,000 social points, you can hire someone to do farm work. And so I always want to have the option to hire people to do farm work. So I would rather spend more of my money and buy a new field than potentially go under. If I'm above 50,000 social points, I'm happy to use them to pay for things. But I don't want to go below 50,000. Sure. I just messed up here too. I didn't really need to walk over to see this guy yet, because I forgot to bake my food. I'll point out that I did trade with someone yesterday, and I got a few different things. I got some pumpkins. I've got plenty of apples. I got some zucchini that I purchased from someone, and I've got some mushrooms that I found. I think I can make a recipe with eggs, mushrooms, and zucchini. I don't know exactly what things sell for, right? We kind of know. I'll come back and we'll look at the numbers together, but an egg is 35 cents. A canned egg, whatever, a condensed egg is $6.35. So we know we go from 35 cents to $6.35. But I want to see, is it worth it getting the mushrooms and zucchini with the egg recipe to even further enhance it? And I happened to see a mushroom as I was walking up the hill. It's actually going to let us get another, if I can pick it up. Sometimes it's a little, probably just on console, kind of working out where to click to pick things up. So just one random mushroom. That's too bad. We live in the mountains, and actually in real life, and we have been looking for mushrooms. It's the right time of year to pick mushrooms, and we've just not had, we found one edible, like good sized mushroom, but hoping to find more. I wish it was like this game where you just walk around and mushrooms are just kind of everywhere as you go for a walk through your yard. Maybe soon. Okay, so this is what I was talking about. How do I make that? I want to get over there to the, here we go, egg recipes. So I think I can make, it's saying I can only make one. Why? I've got eggs. Is it one at a, I can make more than, I have the ingredients for more than one. Can only make one at a time. That seems to be the case. I'm just going to try. I'm going to make one, hopefully. Oh, it's not letting me click on it. Why not? All right, I have eggs. I have mushrooms. I have zucchini. Yes. I can make eggs. I can make my condensed milk, which I'll probably go ahead and do that because I don't have, I mean, if I get honey, I can mix it with the eggs. You know what? Maybe I will hold on to that. I mean, assuming it's actually going to let me do anything. Cookbook recipes. The only thing I can think is I put the cookbook in the pantry for the eggs. I guess I'll grab that milk. Do I have to have the cookbook in my inventory in order to use it? No. Now I'm starting to wonder if it's glitched. Like, is there a glitch? Let's see here. All right, so I just paused the game, or paused the recording, and I did some Googling, and it looks like it is glitched in the console version, unfortunately. So all these recipes over here on the right, at least for the current release, I am not going to be, and this is 2025, I'm not going to be able to make the recipes. That is brutal. I mean, it's really not that brutal, but mentally it's brutal. That would have been fun. I did read... so I'm just going to go ahead and make the eggs and everything else. Actually, I think I can only do one at a time. I'm just going to try it anyway. So anyway, yeah, just the apples is the only thing it's going to make right now. I've got to select one ingredient at a time. So I'd say cooking, at least on console, I don't know about PC, is pretty rudimentary. Looks like some features are missing. It's, you know, whatever. I didn't buy the game to cook, right? It's not Cooking Simulator. It'd be a cool way to make money, but I also didn't buy Farmer's Dynasty to make money cooking. So I hope that makes sense. I can see where people would be frustrated with that. I would say I'm minorly frustrated, but more so because I see it and I can't do it, than if I just showed up and you never gave me recipe books, then I wouldn't really be, you know, like, oh no, why doesn't Farmer's Dynasty have more cooking available? This is ridiculous. So anyway, you know, I just want less stuff in my inventory, so I am going to, you know, I might try to sell those cookbooks, actually. If I don't need them, then the next time I go to trade, which is right now, I will sell the cookbooks. So right now we've got 688 euros, whatever that means. I could care less. Call it cryptocurrency. We got 688 in-game currencies. Let's see. I'm going to sell them now, see how we do. I don't really know how much a field or anything cost. I imagine the harvest is going to be my biggest money maker. So I may as well sell mushrooms because I can't use them. No need to even pick them anymore. Can't use them for ingredients. I can't use the recipe books. Oh, that's $35. So I'll get my $35 back and $105 for this other one. So that's good. And we're going to sell all the applesauce for $282. We're going to sell 52 eggs for $330. Italian tomato soup, given that I can't cook, I think holding, I can cook pumpkin. I'm going to hold on to just a little bit. I've seen where sometimes there are requests for certain foods. Oh, and I do want a little, I'm going to hold on to some milk just to eat for today. I'm just going to go on an all milk diet today. Just so I have 10 milk to eat if I need it today. And then I will go ahead and sell all this zucchini, and I've got that growing in the greenhouse. So hopefully I'll have that for myself soon. So $368, we're up to $2,000 and 60,000, almost 60,000 social points. Speaking of social points, before we kick things off today with harvesting, I'm ready to harvest, but I'm going to need my tractor anyway. And I've got it waiting over at the social, where I was getting the social points. So I've got it waiting over there real quick just to finish up the morning chores. Oh, look, more eggs from the geese today. Let's see. More eggs from these should be duck eggs, I believe. Picking stuff up on console is not easy. My daughter uses our PC most of the time, so yeah, she's on that. Could I not spoil my child? Sure. But I like that she likes gaming, so it's all hers. Hey, that was a little smoother with the right analog. Okay. Okay, so that's that. And I don't, I bought pigeons. I'm thinking at this point that the pigeons are also glitched on console or something like that, because I don't see pigeons anywhere, like anywhere. We're pretty good over here, just the basics, making sure we're set for the day before I get carried away. I know by the time I get going harvesting these fields that it's going to be bedtime. And I know I can get, I can gather honey now. 1 jar of honey. I'm happy with that. 1 jar of honey from the crew. Okay, I'll take a jar of honey. Okay, so now I'm going to hop in the harvester so that I can fast travel, and we're going to bring the, what do we call it here? The jack bear. We're going to bring the jack bear back home. I just need to talk to the nice lady. Hopefully this is her. Otherwise, I'll check the map. And she is going to cash me in for the field I plowed yesterday. Hopefully.
Hello there.
Good
Hello,
morning.
Aubrey. Maybe it wasn't Aubrey. I'll go ahead and
Well, take it some
flirt with her. Let's see. Maybe that'll help me one day. Let's see. Where is, right here. Okay, so is it Aaliyah? Okay, so she's kind of across the farm here. I'll just mark it so I can't miss it. She was right beside the tractor. I think she was hiding from me in the chicken coop. With this dude, it's like a security guard or something.
Thank you.
What is happening?
Here's something for you.
All right, so we're cashed in now. What'd we get? Come on, hit me up. What'd I get? Aaliyah, she's trying to hold out on me. All right, we got 1,003 euros and 2,006 social points. Seems like when we do chores, we get exactly double the social points that we get
It
pay.
Sure
Is there something?
no.
I like to run through these social things just to, I think it builds social points. Let's see, I'm kind of going to walk over here and make sure the game sets. We have 61898 social points. I'm going to talk to this guy.
Hi. Good morning. Would you
So I'll just run through these.
No, you don't. That's all.
We had 61898. Now we have, not a single social point. I feel like you get social points sometimes when you talk to people, but maybe my character is not the most fun to socialize with. Oh, we have some more things going on today. See, like here's like deliver spicy pumpkin soup. That's why I kind of try to hang on to a couple things. Like there's spicy pumpkin soup, and I can do a transport quest, and these are all, I would call it campaign, like storyline quests. But right now I am not focused on doing these. Another field plowing, those tend to pay pretty good. As far as I'm concerned, I've got my tools at this point. Like I don't need to plow, I'm just bringing it home. But really I just need the harvester and the grain trailer, and then I can harvest the 2 fields, see how much money I've got. And then I can use the grain trailer to transport the harvest over to whoever's paying the most. And then if that gives me enough money to buy another field, then I think I'll do that. And then I'll need the harvester and the grain trailer again, probably, for the better part of the end game day today, and a lot of the end game day tomorrow, especially if I decided to knock out some of these tasks for social, for the social points. So we'll see, because then at that point, if we're doing social points, then I'll probably be, taking the bus over to deliver that spicy pumpkin soup. I could show you that. The bus stops are pretty easy to use. Basically, you look them up on your map, find a bus stop, and from the bus stop for free, you can basically fast travel to any other bus stop on the map. And there's quite a few. There's a couple locations that it's a little remote. There's not a bus stop close, but for the most part, if you need to do a transport job, which is basically just talk to someone, go get something from someone else and bring it back to the original person, a lot of times there's a bus stop close enough that you can pop back and forth and do that. I did notice the social points range from maybe like 400 to 600. I take that back, 400 to 600 euros, I guess, in this case. And so if we double the social points for the payment, that'd be about 800 to 1200 social points per transport job. And then typically the plowing jobs pay about 1,000 euros and then 2,000 social points. So not nearly from a real life time consideration. It's easier just to do the transport. You could do 2 transport jobs for, say, 1,000 euros way faster than you could do 1 plow job for 1,000 euros, and then double the social points for what you'll get paid on that edge. So if you want to grind side mission income versus stealing apples or selling fruits and vegetables, that kind of thing, if they're fishing, that kind of stuff, obviously you can grind those ways. I'm not a big fan of the thing where like people will like grind egg sales just by gathering eggs, going to sleep, gathering eggs, going to sleep. It's just kind of like, what's the point? That's more or less a money glitch or a money hack. I mean, if you want to, whatever, you need some money to save up for a field and you don't feel like grind in and out, then, I may get to a point where I want to do that too. But definitely right now, I mean, I'm early in the game. I'm definitely not in that mood where I want to kind of hack cash at some point by just being a sleepy farmer. All right, so what did I say we were going to do? Oh, you know what? Okay, so I had this idea. I don't know if it's any good. I honestly don't even know how to test it effectively without like harvesting the field. All right, I'll just kind of tell you what it is, and then I'll think through how I might be able to do it. Okay, so I mentioned the social points and how you can have field work done if you have enough social points, 50,000 social points. So I've got 50,000 social points, so I can have field work done. So right here, I go to this field, and you can see it is plowed 100%, cultivated 100%, and fertilized 0%. Now, the thing is, I could hire a worker, and I can have them plow it, cultivate it, sow it. None of these make sense, right? But I can pay to have, a fertilize. Fertilize means somebody's going to drive through the field, and I imagine that's going to destroy the crop. I could pay $300 to have somebody harvest and sell it for me. Maybe I'll do that in the future, but for this first harvest especially, I want to do it just because I want to do it. And this is what I'm interested in, this Order Fert X aerial spray. So I'm assuming a plane's going to fly over and fertilize this field. Now, I don't know the game mechanics well enough. This is I'm early game, right? My first starter fields. I'm really interested if I fly the plane over and fertilize, like in real life, obviously that's not going to work, right? Like it's too late. You're basically just going to get chemicals all over your harvest. But in this game, maybe, right? Like maybe I could harvest more. Maybe I could fertilize after the fact, like fertilize now. So what I'm going to do, kind of thought this through while I was talking. I think what I'm going to do is the best I can get to a 1-to-1 without, doing some stuff like harvesting the field and then creating a separate save file and starting over again. What I'm going to do is, this looks pretty darn straightforward. I'm going to drive end to end, and looking at the shape of this field, it looks like I can kind of drive end to end right here, and then do a second pass, fertilize the field, and then do a second pass pretty much end to end right here. And I'll just kind of carve up the field a little bit, not like you'd really want to do, but I'll kind of carve it up to get a nice clean full width of the harvester, yield. And let's see if there's a difference in what we're going to pick up here. So I'm just going to ride it end to end, and then I'm going to move over. I'm going to fertilize it and then move over. Do I even have a... Where is the header? No. I'm not going to harvest anything without a header. It's over here. Something, I don't know, maybe it is the buttons I click. Like, it could be user error. But I do feel like the harvester just... It isn't attached after I go to bed or something. It's like it unattaches. Detaches, I guess. Might be a better word. Let's see. So I got header up and down, discharge pipe, and then header on off. So this should be pretty straightforward. So same applies. I'm just going to yoink across this field one time. I'll lower that and turn it on. I'm going to put it in cruise control so I don't destroy anything. And then here we go. We are at... I'm not going to move. I'm not going to try to keep it lined up. I'm just going to let it ride straight. And I'm going to try to one-to-one do this going the other way after we fertilize. Man, I'm noticing I'm going to be over 50% full just on one pass with this harvester. So I'm going to have to get the grain trailer over here. So one pass, end to end. I mean, we should be pretty close to being able to do that almost on point again. So that's 1,114 kilograms, and we're 92% full. So let's call it 1,100, and we're 92% full. So we're going to turn the header off, open that up. That is amazing how much... I mean, I guess it depends on which way you look at it. Either that we can't hold much in that harvester, or I guess you could look at it as we're getting a really good yield. We filled up a whole harvester on one pass. I mean, I'm more or less going to need this grain cart there at all times. All right, so let's get this over there. We'll get that unloaded, and then we'll do another pass. I wonder how much can this thing hold? Because I'm going to be back and forth to the sell point if this thing can't hold very much. Oh, let's see. All right, get over it. Can I? Okay, I can't control it from here. Did that say? Oh, raise trailer to like dump it. Okay, sorry. Okay, I think I'm pretty well over it from this angle. So we are going to start spilling grain. I'm going to look at both of the vehicles. So one load was about 25%, so it can take 4 loads. It's not great, it's not terrible. Okay, so we are gonna pull in the discharge pipe, and now I'm gonna hire a worker, and I am gonna pay the $400 basically for the aerial spray. Look at the sky. Okay, so we're gonna wait just a moment. See if I'm gonna get off. See if we can see a plane coming. That bird looks about like a friggin' dragon. All right, here comes the plane. And we're gonna get definitely sprayed. We'll spray our whole house. No visual at all. Oh, there it comes. All right, we are fertilized. All right, so that's that. Now let's look just for confirmation. We are 200% fertilized, folks. I don't even know what that means. If that worked, let's see. I mean, in theory, I don't know what the yield gain is. Does it have any indication of yield gain? I'm just going to look at the field real quick and see if it tells me anything at this view. So it's, okay, so that counts as a fertilize and manure fertilize. So I guess that's where we get 200%. I like how they didn't capitalize fertilizer of all, just everything's capitalized but not fertilizer. All right, so that worked. I don't know. I mean, I'm interested. Like, are we going to get more than 1,114? I'm going to try to take another smooth pass right here without overlapping at all. Kind of makes my brain hurt a little bit doing this. But something about running this field a little ragged like this is strange. Okay. Are we dropped down already? Yep, we'll drop it back down. I think. Trying to. Header up, header down. It's just going up a little every time. Down, boy. Down. All right. I don't know what happened there. Header down. Header on, header down. What do you want? Oh, whoa, that was crazy. All right, back down. Okay. I don't know why I wasn't visually showing that header was down. All right, we're good here. And so let's, I'm going to put it in cruise control. I'm not going to touch the controls. Just let it roll just like last time. Okay, it's harvesting very fast. I mean, I don't know. That seems real similar to last time. 40. Okay, we're at 60. All right, we're approaching that 1114 number is what we're trying to beat. Oh, we beat it for sure. So we beat it at this point. All right. And it says I am overfilling my... I can't make a pass without overfill. Ooh, this is going to be finicky. I'm overfilling at 95%. And I'm just going to have to back out of here. Try not to destroy any crop. I guess I'll turn around. Maybe if I lift it and I'll turn it off, give me a little bit better odds. I'm just not going to press any controls. Hopefully it'll get me out of here clean. Looks like it. Okay. So I'm going to dump this. This is at 1143, so real similar. About 30 to, what is that, 29 more? 29 kilograms or something more. And then I will try to ease right back down there and finish the pass. No, it says I'm missing somehow. How much did I miss? A solid amount, like 10%. Gosh, it is picky. I don't know where I was, maybe right here. I mean, I suppose that's on me. At least we know our numbers. So I'm going to pull this back in. I'm going to try to go right down the path. Hopefully it's not too picky about destroying grain. And then we're already at a bonus yield of about 29 total. I'll try to do some mental math. I don't feel like getting out a calculator. And we'll see what the difference is here. Because now we're up to 29 on top of whatever we finish with here. So we're at 390 more or less. 20, say 30 on that. We're at a 420 minus 2, 418. So 418 additional, so that's about 400 over 1100. I mean, it's about 40% more. I mean, that is considerable. And if you forget to, I'm going to run this left side because then I can bring the trailer down. Yeah, I mean, if you forget to fertilize, you can just fertilize after the fact, apparently, with a flyover. Oh, and I guess it would matter. We paid about $400 for that flyover for a 40% increase in yield, which I mean, I've got to think that pays for itself massively, right? Like the difference between... all we got to do is get $1,400 on this instead of $1,000, and we win. And we're going to get way more. I have a feeling we're going to get way more than $1,000 for all the grain we're about to bring. We'll find out shortly. Am I over it this time? I mean, don't do me dirty. I just want to transport my grains, y'all. 68. Yeah, we lost about 7% somewhere in the mix. That's okay. I'm going to go down this middle row here that I kind of gapped. So, I mean, that's kind of... this is why I definitely wanted to harvest. Oh, man, did I made it just too wide, or is it perfect? I got to keep an eye out for that error while I talk through what I'm thinking, too. The error where it says like you're overflowing everything. Yeah, that's why I wanted to do it the first time too, because you get a better feel for just what's going on with the field to think through just a little bit, just lightly, the mechanics of what the heck's going on with the field and the fertilizing and everything. We are full again. This, you know, normally in a farm sim game, the harvester would be so slow compared to the tractor, but at least in this phase of the game, this harvester is the same speed as the tractor, so there's no difference in me just slamming this harvester over to the tractor and unloading. And so I think what I'm going to do, for the sake of this video and me kind of running through the numbers here, I think what I'm going to do is as soon as this the grain trailer is full, no, wrong button, I'm going to go ahead and take it to the sell point. I can't hold, oh, it's a 96. I do want to fill it up. I just want to see what a full trailer is going to be. I'll just go ahead and get this. I'll go ahead and fill up the harvester, and then we'll run over there and sell it. I think, if I remember correctly, it's a little bit of a drive for wheat specifically. I think the canola we can sell just at the regular spot, but the grain mill, the new grain mill where, I forget her name, she said she could give us a better deal. I think she is a little bit of a drive away. And so, I mean, part of me, especially now that we know how much harvest we're about to get off of these fields, I mean, we're going to fill that grain trailer up at least another time or two on this one field, which is pretty wild. We'll see how much we get for a trailer full. I forget how much is in there. I guess it's about 4,000 or 5,000 kilograms. I don't know what they sell for. I'll find out here in just a second. And then, yeah, we'll go sell those off and get a few $1,000s a load. Turn that header off fast. All right. I'm gonna start spilling and then stop it right away, I guess, is what I plan to do. Okay. Hopefully I didn't waste too much there. All right. Okay, we got a full trailer, and now we are only, what are we harvested? We are, if we're 61% plowed, it must say something. Oh, almost 40% harvested. So yeah, we're going to get another trailer and then another half trailer at least, maybe a little more. Man, if I could hire a driver, I'd probably pay for that. You know what? I guess you kind of can like pay for somebody to harvest and sell it. So here you go, wheat price, $3.52. That's what we're getting right now. But then over here, we can get the wheat for $5.30. That is a much better price. So yeah, it's a haul. Where's my star? I think my eyes are bad. My daughter says my eyes are bad. I'm having a hard time seeing like on-screen stuff like that, like a star buried in the hill. But that's okay. I don't need to be the perfect specimen. I'll be okay. Okay. So I got to drive about 2,000 meters. If you guys have been playing this game or watching this at all, you know that is probably a good 3-4 minute drive, real life. So I am going to skip this portion, and I will see you guys at the grain mill, where we will figure out how much we're about to get paid. And then we're going to do a little bit of math around mental math at least, around $400 for fertilizing, all that kind of stuff. Just how much the ROI is on paying for that fertilizer to be done versus, you know, I can't imagine driving back and forth on that field doing manually fertilizing with chemicals and then manually fertilizing with manure, and then having to have the cows, which I don't have right now, so I couldn't get the bonus, the full bonus anyway. So yeah, I mean, I kind of, to me especially, starting the game, any edge I can get, like stealing apples, where I can get a little extra money, I gotta go for it. And to me, doing that flyover fertilization on the initial fields is gonna be solid. So anyway, we'll get over there, we'll figure out what it's really worth, and I'll see you guys at the mill. Alright, so we made it to the mill, and now we're gonna sell. And let's see, I mean, we've got 4,200 kilograms. It's selling for 500. Really? I mean, I am going to whip out a calculator real quick just to make sure. I mean, am I doing that right? Is it really? Am I expecting to get like 20 grand, or am I doing the math wrong here? I feel like I'm doing something wrong. Oh, per ton. Shit. I can't do. Why would you sell it per ton? We don't weigh things per ton. I'm like literally gonna have to do a, because we're talking kilograms here, not even like pounds, even though it's supposed to be based in the US. So how many, let's see, in a ton? 907. Okay, so 907, let's just call it 1,000. We've got about 4 tons. Okay, so that's very different. So we're expecting one more look, a little over 2,000, 2,100, 2,500, right in there somewhere. Okay, so let's dump this and see if that's true, and we'll talk about it for a second. This trailer's moving. It says it's spilling because the trailer's wiggling around a little bit here. I don't think it should be spilling. I'm not sure. Are you going to tell me a total? Just I'm getting hungry. So I needed to check my money total before I dumped that. I did not. I'm sure you guys caught it in the recording, but I did not. I don't know how much money I just had a second ago. No, I was supposed to get $2,100, but I don't know if I did. I don't think I had $500. That's the thing. Huh. Like I thought, man, if I could recall the number that I just had in my head a second ago with the, I'm gonna go back home real quick and get ready to, regardless how bad I'm getting ripped off or not, I guess I gotta move the game forward. Now, let's say in theory, real quick, I'm gonna ignore the fact that I don't understand how I possibly could have only had $500, because I thought I had 600 when we started talking down at the mart, and by the time I finished up, you know, okay, maybe. I mean, I'll have to look back at the recording. I did pay for the flyover, which cost a little something. I don't recall buying anything else, but maybe I did. All right, let's get back over to the field, and I'll catch up with you guys over there, and we'll pick up the conversation. Alright guys, we're back. There's a deer here keeping an eye on the harvester, and we're going to run it again. We are going to go ahead and finish harvesting this field, and I think that'll wrap it for this video. We'll do this. I'll see, maybe run back down and just double check that pricing. But let's say theoretically, $2,100 for a load, right? And we're going to get about I think we said about 2.5 loads here. Oh, I'm already full again. And then I'm glad I noticed that. 2.5 loads here. So if each load we're getting paid 40% more, that's about I believe that's about $700 more per load. So $1,400 plus another $350, so $1,750 total. So if we get a bonus of 17, basically I'm trying to do the math on the bonus of paying for the fertilization. It seems like if you fully fertilize, you're going to get about $1,750 more for this field in particular, which is well worth the price of admission, right? It gives us like an extra $1,300. I guess you could also say it forces you to take another trailer over there, but I imagine once you get another a bigger trailer, it's not as big of a deal to take those trips over. And then, you know, further in game, I mean, I noticed tractors are pretty expensive. I think they run about 40 to 50,000 euros. So I mean, you're talking about a pretty substantial amount of in-game time spent before you're going to be able to pay for a tractor, pay for a faster tractor, a bigger trailer, all that fun stuff. So just be thoughtful of that. There will be a fair, which is cool to me, that there's going to be a fair amount of grind. You're definitely going to earn your spot unless you do something like skipping days and selling chicken eggs until you can afford a tractor, kind of grindy stuff, or I guess if you're on PC, just manipulating the save file. But you're going to do a fair amount of grinding if you play the game as it's intended before you're going to be able to have an upgraded tractor and an upgraded trailer. So you're going to spend quite a bit of time, which is, again, is fine. Just kind of working through getting things going with a basic upgrade to the farm equipment, I would say. So we're going to get this harvested again. I mean, we can't even do one pass without having to take it back to the trailer. And because the trailer or the tractor is about as fast, or I guess you could say about as slow as the harvester, you may as well just drive the harvester back and forth over to the tractor. I mean, I could maybe I'll bring the tractor over and put it in the middle of the field or something to make it a little bit more conveniently located, but not a whole lot we can do to optimize, in my opinion. You guys may disagree. All right, it looks like we start spilling the moment we hit 95%, which sort of makes sense. I mean, you'd see a little bit of spillage, I guess, overflowing the full 100% mark. We're at 40% already on this trailer. So I'll be taking this for delivery very soon. Why am I rolling? There we go. Am I over it? I think I am. There we go. That thing is at 67%. And if it's not obvious, unlike a farming simulator, there is no hiring, specifically like watching someone like farm manager, like watching someone drive around the field. You know, maybe that's not quite true. I mean, you could do that field selector and just go ahead and pay them, and I think you do physically see them, but you're not going to come unload the combine. They just kind of take care of it for you. You know, maybe I'll run a little bit of like I like playing with the numbers. Maybe I'll run a little bit of like a price comparison. But it seems like, depending on how much we get paid for this, we're going to find out. You know, for this load, if we really do get $2,000 and we really do have the ability to bring 2.5, and that'd be about $5,000 for this field, all in, paying for if we paid for every aspect of this field to be automated. Let's take a quick look at what that might look like. Like if we paid for all of this to be done for us, then we'd pay $220 plus another $220 for plowing, so $442. And then we're going to pay another $442 to sow wheat, let's say. So we're at $884. And then we're going to do the then we pay about $400 for the flyover. So we'd be at about $1,200 there, $1,280, about $1,280. And then if we paid for the harvest, we'd be at about $1,610, about $1,610. So technically, you could pay for the whole thing to be done for you. I don't know what fun that is necessarily. And have it be more like a farming simulator, farm management style for your fields. I mean, I imagine that becomes meaningful once you have a lot more. And you could probably profit, you know, $3,000 per field this size, paying for it to be outsourced. So yeah, about 40%. It sounds like about 40% to run the field. You could pay about 40% of your margins away. And of course, there is some cost with fuel and manure, fertilizer, seed that you're going to pay regardless. So, I mean, really saving your time, you're probably going to be closer to like a 30% margin that you're having to give away. So in my opinion, strictly from a math perspective and sort of your time in game and how you enjoy yourself, it's probably smarter just to do what feels good for you as long as you have the cash to do it in game. All right, I'm going to wrap up this field offline, off recording, let you guys kind of wrap. You know what we're doing? We'll pick up the next video with taking the trailer over and seeing if we really do get $2,100 for a fair sell, or if we're getting ripped off a little bit. But we will find out starting the next video, and then we'll find out if this sort of mental math actually works out as the game is played.